Okay, Virgo, this is your love and intimacy reading for the month of April. We're going to go through, I've got 3 cards, or 3 rows of about 5 or 6 decks here, and I'll go through them as I shout it out. And I also have 2 bumper cards, a numerology card and an animal card. So we're going to start out with the romance deck. And see what we come up with here. It's been interesting so far. Okay. Virgo, here we go. First card in the romance deck. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And in this deck, this guy has got 3 rings that he's struggling to rip apart here. And it seems like the more he tries, the less successful he is. And right away they said this is the relationship. So we're either trying to make a relationship work and forcing something that may not be meant, how do you say, that may not mean to be forced. How do you get that? Okay, repeat. We may be forcing ourselves into a relationship or trying to force ourselves out, one way or the other here, and not having much success is what I get here. Because it's almost like the women are looking like, look at him, like he can't get it apart. Almost like there's a trick to it that they know, but he hasn't figured it out yet. So there's a sense of this. No, we're talking about romance. So that's card number 1. Number 2. Still in the romance deck, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay, this sums it all up. 4 of Swords is doing the dance, you know. There's 2 shields on the wall, and that signifies to me highly. 2 people are just kind of not in their heart zone with each other, but they're, you know, maybe they've been together for a while, they just feel like they don't have anything to go to, so they might as well stay. But they may not, their hearts aren't in it, is really what I'm getting. So we're just kind of doing the dance, but, you know, like we could do it with our eyes closed, that kind of thing. But it's not exciting, it's not adventurous, it's not nothing. It's not stimulating us. So this may be the thing. We may be trying to force this relationship to stay together when maybe it's ready to go. Maybe we're ready to leave. Okay? So that's the second one. We'll see where this leads. The third row. We have the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. This is interesting. There's a woman here being looked over by a man. So there's a sense of spying on someone or someone catching our eye, this kind of thing. They're out in the back 40, I don't know, in Europe somewhere. And he is, I feel from him, like, don't look this way, but I want to keep looking at you. Almost like he doesn't want to get caught looking at her. So there may be a sense, we may be in a mundane relationship and see something outside of us that is tantalizing and whatnot, but we may not be letting that person in on it. In fact, we may not want to let that person in on it. We may just want to sit and be in our head about it. Okay? In the meantime, we're in a relationship here that just doesn't seem to be very exciting. Okay, so we'll go to the next row here. We have the Tarot of the Divine, which has really been soaking up all the universal energy. The more I read with them, the more I feel it is the divine energy that's coming through, which is cool, which is nice. So we're going to lay those on top of this. So I have the, like, 5 rows of 3. So we're going to go through the second row here with the Divine Tarot. First card, the Hierophant. That's great. Because that's about spirituality. That's about connecting to the universal energies. Your instinct, if that's the only thing, that may be what it is here. Again, I do feel a masculine energy. A lot of my readings, I pick up on masculine energies. This is all good. We may be connecting to our instinct at this time and our spirituality in some kind of shape or form. Meaning, we could be just tapping into our instinct on the low level. On the high level, we may be looking spiritually into things to awaken us, to wake us up. Or it may be just the divine energy itself contacting you on a high level here to your instinct in order to clear things up. Now, this comes on the 3 of Pentacles, and that's that guy trying to force those rings apart. And it's like, the harder you try, the less success you're going to make. So the sense here is we're kind of going upstream here. Now, is that in the relationship? We're forcing a relationship that doesn't need to be, and we can go to, maybe we got our eyes set on someone, and maybe that's the person we kind of need to be with, because our work here is done. We may have karma that we contracted out, that we we finished with. So we're kind of twiddling our thumbs. In the meantime, we could have more stimulation, more adventure in another partner. I feel like we got a wandering eye here. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel like the instinct is trying to kick in here to tell ya we may have to deal with the situation we're in order to go to something that we want. Okay, so next, on top of the Four of Swords, which again signifies, kind of just spinning in circles and not making any progress here. Why? Because the work may be done and our, shelf life is over. So we have the Strength on top of that. Now this is interesting to me, because again, it brings me back to that Three of Pentacles, which talks about forcing things. Now give me a minute. And I feel like our Strength is forcing this relationship back together, but is it meant to go back? This is the sense I'm getting. So let's move on to the next one. On the Four of Pentacles, and this is where our eye is wandering somewhere here. There's something that we're illuminated to. What do we get there for Divine? Three of Cups. Wow. Three of Cups is about celebrations, people that we care about, fun, happy times, exciting news and people and talk and conversation. Now, I think that's what we're looking for. We're looking for happiness, to be around other people. We may feel mundane, and I mean, the way that the world is today, right? We don't feel like we can go out and socialize like we normally do. We're missing that to a high degree. But not only that, we're missing that in the relationship. And we're looking outward. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next line here. Now we get into the Sex Magic cards. And the first card on top of the Hierophant, which was connecting to your spirituality in some way, shape, or form. I get the Hierophant again. Now, again, some of these sex cards are out of whack. Because this guy, he's like supposed to be, I mean, even religion can come into effect here. And he's got two women in his feet. It's just kind of all contradictions here going on. And then we have like two birds in the background, like speaking of loyalty. So what the heck's going on here? Just give me a minute what they want to say. And the sense here is, we may have a hard time making a decision. We may have our eye on someone here outside of a relationship that we're in, and we care for them both deeply, is the sense. And we may be committed, or we want to commit to both, or we're committed to one and we want to commit to the other. There's a conflict here. But notice there's one, they made me notice. One, he's got, on the redhead there, he's got his hand on her head, symbolizing like tenderness. And the other one is kissing his ring. Yes, I said it. Oh man, I never kind of took note of that before. So there's a sense of a tenderness with one and then an idolization with another. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the one that's idolizing him is the one he's with. And there's something missing there, because there's something missing there, and that's what he feels like he can find in that other person. But I feel a distance with the other person. Okay, let's continue. So the next row. Down the center here, we're talking about the spinning in circles and the strength of wanting to keep this together, forcing it together, when maybe that's not the overall plan here. On top of that, we get the Five of Swords. Now, this is interesting because this guy, you never know where he's going to go. It really depends on the cards around it. Now, we have the Strength card underneath, pushing that energy. And there's a sense here of, right? I mean, we're getting into the intimacies here. And he's kind of like, he really reminds me in this card of what I'm reading right now, is the intimacy may rule this relationship. is what I'm getting. Either we have that. We have something here that we may have good sex but nothing else stimulating. That could be that, and that's the strength that we're trying to gain. Or we could be thinking that this person that we got our eye on is going to create that. We may be dreaming about a partner there. We may have, you know, the sex life may have waned here in this relationship, and we may be looking outward and thinking, oh, that would be still a new partner, intimately, da-da-da. And this is giving us strength. I don't know. Okay, let's go with that for now. Because it really does have to absorb a lot of the other cards. So the last row here, we're talking about keeping an eye on someone. And I do feel like the Virgo's looking at that person and going, that would be exciting. That would be not only in the bedroom, but talking, you know, conversation, stimulating mind, you know, this kind of thing. I feel like all around, well-rounded is what they said. So we're seeing that in someone else outside. On top of that, we get the King of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting. Because this is the dominator here. He is kind of overpowering. They make him look bigger and wider and everything. And she's kind of hovering, trying to pull. And it's like he's going to grab her, get her. They could be playing, is what they said. So they're trying to let me lift that energy. It's not so fierce, like he's after her in a mean way. He's trying to play with her to get her into bed. This may be part of the problem we have with our partner. We may have problems getting them into bed. Meaning the intimacies are waning, and it's just waning and waning. And it is a part of a romantic relationship. So that may be something we're trying to kickstart. And because maybe we have no luck there, that's why our eye is wandering, this kind of thing. King of Pentacles. So that's... Here he's large and in charge. The woman, she is really trying to kind of play coy. I don't know. They're giving me a different vibration from this. Usually I say this is the woman is being overpowered. And they're going, no, not so. So either now, again, I don't feel like this is the partner's energy. I feel like we want to overpower someone or bring someone into the bedroom. We may be thinking about them in a way in our mind. Okay, thinking how they might be in the bedroom, what we would do, this kind of thing, and you know, dominating them to a degree. But I feel like it's a mind play. I think they're just, it's exciting for them to think what this person would be like in bed. Boom, there it is. Okay, next row, we get into the Sun and Moon cards to illuminate a little bit here. That Five of Swords is still, I'm gonna expand. Okay, so on the Hierophant, and the struggle. And again, the Hierophant can signify marriage, and it could be that we're married and we're just struggling to keep it together, but maybe that's not what's meant. Okay, so on top of the Hierophant there, we have with the Sun and Moon, we have the Three of Swords talking about sorrow, and that is about heartbreak due to a partner. Someone hurt our heart in a way. There's things going on here that are just not, yeah, and I feel we are married to someone here. And our heart's just not in a good place with them. Okay, so I'll leave that at that. Now on the 5 here in the Strength and the spinning in circles, what do we get? 10 of Cups. Okay, give me moments. We're spinning in circles. There's a Strength card here. And I feel like the universal energy is trying to say, gain your strength and do what makes you happy. If being in this relationship's not making you happy, then it needs to shift, right? This is what they're saying. Now, they put the Five of Swords on top of there. Usually that's my iffy love card. This is a guy that could be either the guy that puts something in your drink and he's trying to, can I walk you home? That kind of guy. Or he's the guy that's just kind of pushing the love zone here a little too much. But I don't get that so much here. Here I get an excitement for sex. I don't have it, and I want it, and I think I can get it with that person. What would it be like with that person? That's exciting. That's where this person's going. Okay? This is... And in a sense, universally, they're going, well, no matter where we gain our strength, we need to gain strength, and we need to do something. So if it's another person coming in, then that's what we'll have to do. Because we really aren't happy here, so we want you to be you're happy, and da-da-da. This is the train, right? So, yeah, the 10 of Cups, that's what we're looking for. Emotional fulfillment. In the bedroom, out of the bedroom, all of it. Are we getting it here? No, our hearts are cut off. We go back to the 4, our hearts are cut off, we're shielded from each other. We really don't even care to hear about each other's day anymore. This is what I feel is going on. So that's, you're done when that's going on. So yeah, so there's some intimacies here, some strength that we need to gain in order to, we need to gain that strength to go in the direction that we want, which is, being satiated by all of the emotional things that we are dreaming about. And going in a direction where we can make that happen. That's what they want you to do. Believe it or not, like some people, they say, oh, they kept my marriage, blah, blah. But that's just a belief system. It's not like you can't get divorced. Maybe you shouldn't have been married to begin with, but I'm not judging. I'm just saying, everybody goes down their road, and, things, nothing lasts forever. So the 4, okay, again, ogling someone here outside of us, stimulating us. It's exciting us. We want to know what it's like to talk and communicate with them. We want to know what it's like to be in the bedroom with them. We want to know more about this person. The Sun and Moon card, what do we get there? Look at that. 3 of Cups again. Too funny. 3 of Cups. It's just exciting to think about this person. It, yeah, titillizing, yeah. They like that word. There's a sense of, I feel like the King of Pentacles comes in here. It's like the dominance to go after it. Because the King of Pentacles, he's dominant. He's going to go and get her and bring her to the back, to the bedroom on her shoulder. And the sense is that she's kind of playful along. It's not all devious. It's like, oh, she's kind of playing. But he's going to go grab her, throw her over his shoulder, and away they go to the bedroom. Now, the 3 of Cups is about the happiness, and the water splashing is about the emotions. There's 10 of Cups. There's so much going on here. We've had heartbreak where we came from. We're trying to get out of it. Even though we're not trying to get out of it. That's the thing. We're struggling. We're trying to make it work, but it's like it ain't gonna work. Because it's not meant to work anymore. You're meant to go. But this is, I think, lost on the Virgo. Because, they may be in a position where we have family and everybody, oh, I can't leave. I gotta stay. Why? If you're not happy, what does it matter? Everybody else's opinion don't matter. Your opinion matters. If you're not happy, you gotta live with that. And if everybody else ain't happy, they don't gotta live with it. You do. So this is what we gotta do, is make ourselves happy. And if it's being with a different partner, first of all, if we're not in this, in this relationship, we just need to deal with that first. And then, this thing outside, will become more of a reality instead of a dream. So anyway, 3 Cups, there's a lot of exciting connection. This person really does want to get together with that person that they see outside of them. They just feel like it would be exciting in and out of the bedroom. They just see so much abundance in this person. So much that their partner really doesn't carry, And that's the contrast, right? We need contrast. Why? To grow. To, all that. So it's all good. So 3 is about abundance. Okay. Continuing on, we're going to get into the Casanova deck here to expand on the Hierophant, the struggle. The three rings, trying to keep them together. We're not doing it. Maybe we're not meant to do it. 3 of Swords is the energy of the heart that we've, our heart's hurting, that we're staying here. That should be a clue. Casanova, what does he say? 7 of Cups. Desire of opposites and thinking about purity. So the sense here is this man is looking through the mirror at this woman as she's bathing. And he is, the curiosity. And I get that from the 4 here, too. The 4 of Pentacles. It's a curiosity about something. I do not feel this is his partner. I feel like this is someone outside of the relationship. There's a purity that he sees in this woman that he wants to, not exploit, but, I don't want to use exploit, but he wants to get in and understand that. Tell me about, how do you deal, da-da-da. There's something about this woman that's been exposed to him so far that brings a desire. He knows enough about her that he desires her, and he sees a sense of purity in him, but, and then they have the word opposites, and it may be something that is complete opposite of what he would normally go through or after, but there's something there he desires, okay? And usually when there's attraction, it's there for a reason. You can learn a lesson, whatever. And so that's the Seven of Cups sitting there on top of the sorrow. So that's really saying, once you've healed from this relationship, and in order to truly heal from it, you may have to move out of it. Again, not for everybody. You'll know instinctively. Don't make huge life decisions without checking your instinct. But this is the drift I'm getting from the energy wave they're giving me. Now, on top of the Ten of Cups, which was talking about this 5 dude who was, you know, undressing the woman and going... We need to gain our strength to go in a direction where we feel passionately, really, is what I'm getting. And we can let out our emotions safely, is what I'm getting. On top of that, what does Casanova say? He brings on the Empress. Oh, look at that, the Empress energy. This is the mother energy, can talk about fertility, can talk about action and movement. She is very much all out there, waiting to be received, right? She's open to receive. And I feel like he likes to look at this person. There's a lot of focus on, for this man that I'm picking up on. A lot of focus on this woman. This is 70% of where his mind goes. And the universe is going, she's ripe for the picking. She just needs someone to come in. But this man may not know this. This man may not understand this. This woman being single and in a good mode. And again, we're taken, so that creates problems. Next row. 4 Pentacles, about the onlooker. 3 of Cups, talking about celebrations and being with people that we are happy and in enjoyment with. The King of Pentacles, talking about an overpowering energy. Again, they're lightening it up and saying, you know, this man is maybe overpowered by emotion of this person that he sees. He may be like kind of a love at first sight thing. He's infatuated with someone that he sees and wants to go there and seek that out. And then on top of that, we get another 3, which talks about the connecting and the wanting to be in the vicinity of this person. Wanting to kind of expose or introduce or break the ice or whatever this situation is. I feel like this person somehow gets a gander at her, but he can't interact with her. Like they may not know each other, but they may know of each other, is the sense I'm getting. But he wants to connect, right? But again, there's limits here because we're married. So that all that stuff needs to be dealt with. On top of the 3, Casanova says, Ace of Coins. Success, acquisition, and gain. Oh, okay. That's what I said. Oh, so he's going to focus on work. They said that's where they meet. So this is why we can see her, but we may not interact with her because she may be at work, but she may be in a different department, whatever. We may see just through lunch hour, whatever, however that works. So this may be someone that is in our work arena. And again, we get, we overview them, but we don't interact with them. So this is the sense. The Ace talks about success and acquisition, and the sense they're giving me too as well is that we could have success with this person, but again, we're in a situation we can't do that. So we gotta, changes have to be made in order to make that doable on a, how do you say, an integrity level, or what's the other word? I do know it. Integrity and, you know, above board stuff. Maturity, no, not maturity. But anyway, you know what I mean. If you know the word, post it. It's going to drive me nuts. Morality level. Sorry, that's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, morality level. Okay, so last row here, we have the infinity cards. These are my cards I created, and they really do pack a punch. They're bold and direct, just like me. So it's really going to line things up here. First row, we have the Seven of Cups, which, again, emphasizing overlooking someone. And again, if we meet them at work, it's very easy to cross paths, but not cross paths. You see each other every day, and it's just mundane. So there's somebody here we're crushing on. We don't have the keys to, but be very easy to do this, but there's things in our life that have to change, is the sense they're giving me. Now, on top of the Seven of Cups, which talks about the marriage and the sorrow and also the forcing of things, we have the 10, which talks about truth. And I think that's what really needs to be dealt with here, is the truth of what I have going on in my relationship right now. We have a marriage here we're not happy in. We have to deal with that truth. Before we even look outside, you know, technically, we should be dealing with that. And that's that. Okay. I'm not gonna dwell. Now on the second row, we have the spinning in circles, right? The dancing, the shielding of the heart, the strength that we need to gain to go truly where we feel we want to go. Five of Wands in there, basically saying, you know, we have a sex life here and we want to vamp that up. And it's going to take strength, because where we're at, it's not happening. And then the 10 of Cups is the attaining of satiating all of our emotional needs and getting that partner that we want and all of that. That's that. And then the Empress on top of it. I feel like you are looking at an Empress. So that means that she has learned her lessons. She is ready to give fully to a relationship. She has. I do not feel that is in the partner that we're leaving. And this is why we are unhappy. And this is why, and maybe that person needs another person to teach them different things. You know, this kind of thing. But yeah, the Empress. So I feel like that's the person that we got our eyes on. I feel like that person is ready and willing, but also, you know, appreciative of what it is, equal give and take, this kind of stuff. That's all good. How do you say? They just said prime real estate. So I don't know if who I'm connecting with has to do with real estate or you know, whatever. It's yeah, she's definitely above board. She's learned lessons enough to have a healthy relationship, is really what I'm getting here. So on top of the Empress, the Infinity card, we have affection, 71. Have a sweet day. So there's your cake, right? I don't have to say the rest of that. The Empress is really full of that, because what you get from her is going to be rich, it's going to be sweet, and it's going to be enjoyable. And we see this from the outside, but we just haven't made a step forward. Again, there's complications here. There's things we got to deal with first. The truth of where we're at, first of all, and then we can look outward, right? So they're basically saying here, like, this could be the affection that she carries, that she could have the possibility of showering you with, or the affection that you really feel for her already. And I do feel there's a lightness that they feel towards them. Now, I'm getting a sense of watching her, you know, go buy coffee or something, and she's in line, and the way she converses, and then kind of, you know, getting a, how do you say, like a vibe off her, like, yeah, that's, you know, that's someone I could appreciate, someone who appreciates others, you know, polite, maybe she's very polite, and he's noticing this, and all of this is just, you know, it's all groovy, and every day he goes and sees her, it's just more good stuff. And that's the sense they're giving me. It's because it's good stuff. When we have cake, it's cake all the way through. It's not just cake on the outside and then like liver on the inside. It's cake all the way through. So that's what they're saying. It's cake all the way. So this is your Empress that you're looking at. It's a good direction. It's what they're telling me. So we got to deal with our life, with the unhappiness we have now, so we can create more abundance in the future. Okay, last but not least, on again looking outward and the celebrations and wanting to dive into something and the abundance, and again work, we might be meeting her at work, or work is a factor here in some way. On top of that, we get the addiction card, number 60, and this speaks to, and I do feel, give me a minute. I want to tap into that real good. Yeah, there's something about this woman that's very addicting to him, is what I get. And again, this could be feminine, masculine, flip. But I'm picking up a masculine, so I'm just saying it that way to simplify. There's something about this woman that creates a very addictive quality in us. It may be surprising to discover this on our own, because maybe we've just been in relationships and it's always been mundane, low-key, you know, the heart hasn't got sparks flying all over. And the sense here is we got just starting fires all over the sparks to this stuff coming at us, and we don't even understand it ourselves. Okay, but nonetheless, there's excitement in looking at her. You know, everything she does, the way she does it, how she does it. We want to know more, this kind of thing. And again, if this is at work, we're getting glimpses of them here and there, and it's just all cake. But there's an addictive quality to it, so we got to be careful. Now, that can also speak to addictive behavior that we have, and it may be in the chemical area or whatnot. We may have to take that into account. We may be, like we may be, you know, dousing ourselves in alcohol because we don't want to deal with our relationship at home, right? So we're dousing ourselves in the alcohol, and then we catch this, and, you know, it just doesn't add to the clarity of mind here. So that's the reading. I'm going to give you the 2 bumper cards here, and then we'll overview a bit. Yeah, there's a truth here that needs to come out. Now, I get the feeling that we both realize that we're kind of, you know, done here. The relationship that we're in. We're not happy. We both realize this. But neither one it may be dealing. So the truth really does have to be laid out by one or the other. And sometimes it's just a matter of one saying it because the other one's really thinking it. And once we say it, then we're both relieved. You know, I don't know if that's the way it's going to go, but things like this have happened. I get some readings. Sometimes you pick up and both partners want to go, but nobody's talking about it, so they can't go. And it's, you know, or they're thinking, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to hurt their feelings. But meanwhile, they're both suffering in a relationship they don't want to be in. It makes no sense. But anyway, okay, so numerology card. Tie it all up here. What do we get? Ooh, we get 61. Talks about self-love. We have a bright orange, which is about sacral, and this is, it can be about creativity, it can be about the sex life as well. That's what popped out right away. That's why I giggled. And the blue talks about speaking, so there needs to be speaking between the two of you. The self-love, yes, we both have to learn this, right? We may both have to learn this from other people, or by ourselves, separate, or whatever it may be, whatever the decision is, right? So there's self-love here that needs to be embellished within you and your partner. There's communications that need to be had about things of a sacral nature, which I would say is the sex life. Like, because I feel like we really need to sit down and go, okay, why are we? Like, why is there not? Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, when it gets stale, why can't you say, why isn't it? Because then you make it an answer that the other person can solve. And then we go back to where we were, or whatever, you know? And again, if you get a lot of closed doors when you're communicating, then that just says to me that it's just not meant. But anyway, self-love, that's the card, the overall, this is what we're learning to do at this time, and this may be what we're trying to gain, like our strength that we're trying to gain, our self-love, in order to get out of the relationship or confront the relationship, or whatever it may be, whatever the decision is. 6 and 1 is 7. I think if we gain our self-love, we will be, that'll be a notch on our bedpost kind of thing. Okay, the animal card that we have for Virgo is, wow, 41. Companionship, talking about the dog. Yeah. And I feel like even though there may have been a time here, I think like one or the other in this relationship has evolved. And to me, it's the Virgo. They have evolved beyond what we have here. And we just have to get real. And then we can go off in the direction that we truly want to go. We're looking for a companion that fills our 10 of cups right up to the top. And the one we're in is not doing it. So we need, we need something more. And we are physically seeing an example of this outside of us. And the universe here, like the energy I'm getting is, yeah, that's a good, yeah, there's good stuff there. So it's a matter of you fixing your situation, going off in there, and then starting that up. And it could go there. But again, we got to deal with our situation. So the companionship may be that we want to switch it up. So it's a tough spot to be in. So we got to deal with that. Okay. So Virgo, that is your reading. Basically, we have a situation where we're in something stale, and we're noticing things outside of us, and we just are kind of at a precipice here where we got to decide whether we're going to go once and for all, or we're going to... I feel like the energy I'm getting is that we've kind of forced this a few times, and it's just not working, it's not working, it's not working. How many times we got to keep forcing it in order to know that it's just not gonna, like, when are we gonna give up on that? And the Virgo, right, not one to give up, but again, is this in our best interest in the long haul? Those are questions you're gonna have to answer. So hopefully that helps you for the April, man. These readings are intense. They're good though. I hope they help people. Notice, because there's an Empress out there, and she is full of all that sweetness, and again, it's cake all the way through, man, so give her. That's what I'm saying. Give her. But again, we may have a marriage here, and that's a huge thing. So that's a long process, and step by step, they said. Just go step by step in the direction you want to go, and just be above board. That's all I could say, is try and be as honest as you can with everybody, and things will work out. You can never go wrong with the truth. You just can't. Liars, they don't understand this. But anyway, I don't see Virgo as a liar. I think they're really above board, and they try to walk that line all the time. But again, they're being tempted here. And the reason is because we may feel like we lack the strength to deal with this relationship that we have. And then we just have to gain that and do that. And there's good stuff on the other end. So hopefully that helps you for April. Take care, have fun, and be kind.